Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our showcase of our Lost Worlds Plus three-way race. We're playing on the beta settings. Normally, with Lost Worlds, you have to find Zeal Go mode first. But with the beta flags, we've reprogrammed it so that we're actually able to defeat Lavos first. So our racers will be looking for whichever Go mode they can find first. Taking it and then using that knowledge to go about finding their second go mode. So our runners are now just running around checking some checking some chests to try and find some starting gear. Lordbatsy is going in to see our third character. We're starting with team Blue Mage so far. Seen some really good encounter skips out of Moon and Tech. It's a very tight window on that chest. Everybody doing the smart thing and saving before Protodome. Lordbatsy taking a reset. Tech is also checking out his third character, but Moon is doing those last couple free overworld checks for chests. Another thing with the Lost Worlds beta is early pendant flag will actually trigger as soon as you find your pendant. So there's no more having to climb all the way up to Zeal in order to charge up the pendant. Early pendant now works way better with the beta. Our third character is Magus. Definitely an interesting team so far. So your early goal here is to find as many good items as you can, followed by finding whatever easy early dungeons you can for Go mode items. One thing I did miss was Moon and Tech both found the Grand Leon for Frog. Batsy picking up Magus now as well. Another feature with Lost Worlds in beta is the ability to find key items that you can't normally find, such as Grand Leon, Hero Medal, and Robo's Ribbon. It's basically lets you get their specialty items without them taking up a key item slot. These three, just answering a question from the chat, these three, I wouldn't consider them the strongest of starts. It all depends on the text that they picked up. Marl, if she has Ice 2 and Haste early on, is pretty strong. We see Black Hole out of Magus, which means we'll have the new Black Hole experimental flag, which is an area of effect that does about 1.5 times damage of Dark Bomb, and it counts as non-elemental damage, so it's not resisted by people that resist certain element types. Tech is going to be our first running in to check out our fourth character available. Oh, no, thanks, Inane Pyro. If we can get a title change. I don't know if Mian's able to do title changes yet. We still have the co-op. No, this is not a co-op race. Today we're showcasing Beta Lost Worlds Plus. There's a lot of new features that are in the beta for Lost Worlds. The main feature for Lost Worlds Plus with the beta is the ability to unlock New Game Plus from defeating Lavos. Normally, you only gain New Game Plus by defeating Zeal. And you can see that Moon and Tech both have the Grand Leon, which is also a feature of Lost Worlds beta. We're playing with randomized bosses, so we have Super Slash in the Aris Dome. With this team, Super Slash is definitely who you want to see here, because regular Slash takes no damage from blue magic. And Frog going down on Moon's side. Our fourth character is Chrono. Thank you, Mian. So Tech swapping Chrono in and Marl out. Somewhere out there, Kyu is happy. Moon electing not to check his fourth character. Definitely see how that ends up for him. He is utilizing Provoke on Super Slash. Super Slash is provocable. Chaos does act as a stop on NPCs, or at least bosses. We're seeing that black hole, the new black hole, dealing about 800 damage and finishing off the fight. Batsy's also picked up her Chrono. We'll see if she's going to swap him in. What's he got? He got Confuse. Tech is diving into Reptite Lair. He got the secret tunnel. I missed what he found in that first chest, so hopefully it was worth it. Batsy joining Tech. So there's a few different strategies that people use for trying to force a secret tunnel here. Tech basically entered and exited the room until he could hear the evil wheels digging, while Batsy is entering the room and running down to give them that few extra seconds. There's no real right way to force it. Unfortunate. That dig that Batsy just got is not actually a dig to the secret tunnel chests. Moonblizzard making quick work of Aris Dome. We're about to see the key item from there. Batsy abandoning hope of secret tunnel. At a certain point, it's a sunk cost fallacy, so bravo for moving on from it. It's never easy to leave it. The pendant at an Aris Dome. Is Moon gonna run straight? Yes, Moon's gonna run straight back in. So as I was saying earlier, One of the experimental flag, well, not the experiment, one of the changes to Lost Worlds in this beta is dependent is immediately charged. So Moon's able to immediately turn around, run back, and get the 4 chests at Aris Dome here. Let's see if he gets anything great out of them. Red Knight in Reptite Lair, which is pretty close. He went through that so quickly I could not even see the items. Luckily, Magus has the blue magic here, so that makes hitting Red Knight super easy. $1,300 damage X strike definitely helps. Thank you, St. Von Jester. I didn't notice, but they must have picked up a pretty decent sword for Chrono. Tech using Black Hole here, which is a really good idea. Helps them kill that center bit. A free speed tab off of Red Knight's nice to see. Moon's still checking out his sealed rooms. We get the trigger out of Reptite Lair. So, with the beta boss scaling, for beta boss rando, Son of Sun is actually not the easiest of spots to go to. It's actually scaled fairly high. We shall see how Tech handles it here. Don't let your eyes deceive you. This new is actually a giant guardian from Aris Dome. Looks like Black Hole is a great tech there, though. Batsy going straight for Black Hole on the Red Knight fight. A little worried she's going to kill the core and it's going to berserk on her. Hoping she can get through this. She only has the wood sword still on Chrono. Alright, I'm anticipating a reset here, but she could definitely still pull this off with a few more black holes. Tech's through the Guardian fight. He's hoping for a clone here. Get a ruby knife. So with Lost Worlds Plus, it's important to remember which key items you got where, because the first go mode you get, you're going to immediately run to. But you have to remember where what dungeons you have done and haven't completed, so you can figure out where your other key items are going to be for your next run through in New Game Plus. Now, a few things won't go with them through New Game Plus. The Grand Leon is one of those. So they will have to hop back down to where they found it the first time. Batsy is very close to getting through this Berserk Red Knight. She did it. Good job, Batsy. Tech is going through Eris. Of course, we know when he finishes that, they're going to have a pendant. We'll see how many of the sealed rooms they check. Tech also finding Super Slash. I suspect it'll be short work with those 1300 damage X strikes. Moon taking a little bit of grinding, it looks like here. Yeah, Super Slash down in no time. Batsy looks like she's going to climb Mount Woe. Moon is resetting, hoping to find Secret Tunnel. +4 power tabs is really nice to see. Oh, Tech misses the rat. Has to go back for the shame rat. I know how that feels. Moon does get Secret Tunnel. It's hard to say who's in the lead right now. Everybody's about equal on checks. Seeing the new black hole from Magus used. It's replaced our anti-life. It's definitely a very useful tech as it is now. Batsy not going for chests, not going for rubbles. Tech about to discover he's going to get a pendant. We'll see if he also turns around immediately to open the chests here. It likes not to. Elected not to go for Eris checks, but is taking the other sealed doors here. Seeing another climb of woe. At this point, it is a gamble between, oh, maybe not. At this point, Woe and Geno both hold our key items. With Lost Worlds, there are less dungeons to run into. There are 5 key items to find: your pendant, clone and trigger, and knife and dreamstone. Are dungeons available? Are available in prehistory, dark ages, and future. So you have your Eris Dome, your Geno Dome, and your Son of Sun Palace, as well as Reptite Lair and Mount Woe. So Tech, knowing that Woe is going to have one of his key items for Go mode, is electing to save Geno Dome for round 2. So Lavos is blocked off. You must go through. You must go through Tyranno Lair in order to activate your Skyways. Oh, sorry. I think the door at the end only opens with Ruby Knife after you've finished Tyranno Lair. So you say somebody found the Robo ribbon. I didn't think the ribbon was in the seed, unless Robo was in the seed as well. Tech is going to take some Rebel fights for XP and tech points. Moonblizzard is through the Guardian fight. We'll be finding his Ruby Knife here. He also now is armed with the knowledge of Geno or Woe for Go mode. Kind of hoping he goes for Geno Dome here, just so we can get the different Go mode, but looks like everybody is going Woe first. Batsy's still with a wood sword on Chrono. That's gotta hurt. Well, not hurt the enemy, but definitely feel bad. We got Massa Moon at the top of Mount Woe. Can be a pretty hard-hitting fella. Or fellas, I guess. So if this is the clone, this will definitely give Batsy a slight edge on the first clear. Does mean she won't know where the other two go mode items are, unfortunately. You can break Masamoon's stored energy phase with Chrono's second tech, so long as that second tech doesn't end up being life 2. Anything there will break it, because in the vanilla, second tech being slash breaks it on in the vanilla boss fights. So you're definitely hoping never to get life 2 there. Oh, Marl going down on Batsy's side. Masamoon's slaps are pretty damaging. It's been a little bit of rebalancing of how techs are scaled with the new boss randomizer. This counterattack phase is definitely a good time to heal up. Yeah, 340 damage is not an insignificant amount of damage. And she is through this fight. A slasher. She's probably happy to see that. Finally an upgrade for her wooden sword. I'm hoping it's a clone up here, for Batsy's sake. She mashed through that so quickly, I couldn't see it, but tracker says it's a clone. So we have our first go mode. Which means Tech and Moon are right behind her. Seeing that one Mega Elixir in Tech's inventory will definitely make the Zeal 2 fight much more tolerable. Yeah, those X strikes from Tech are going to go a long way to get through this massive moon fight a little bit quicker. All right, Tech is through the Mount Woe boss fight here. Oh, Batsy was trying to get the going for the power tab swag here. Didn't think she was going to get it, but she still had lots of time to get to that tree. We have the Singing Mountain song here, one of our quality of life flags that are available in the beta right now. Singing Mountain is just one of those tracks that was left unused in the main game, so it's just really nice to hear it. Great skip there from Batsy. Those triple fights kind of weird to skip. Whole other screen of fights skipped there. There's a whole lot of fights on Mount Woe that we just never see. Tech is running into his Mount Woe. Moon's getting ready to get his clone. Oh, sorry. I thought Moon had finished this fight, but it's just starting this fight. No worries. Welcome into the stream. We are currently running a showcase for our Lost Worlds Plus, or Lost Worlds Beta, but doing a Lost Worlds Plus run of it. A few notable changes. Before, New Game Plus is only triggered by defeating Queen Zeal. but we've changed it that you can actually unlock it by defeating Lavos as well. The character-specific items like the Grand Leon, the Hero Medal, and the Rose Ribbon can be found in random chests throughout. We have Boss Randomizer on for this round. So we get to fight Flea at the top of Mount Woe. Flea Plus. Another change is the early pendant flag works on. It works right away. There's no need to climb Zeal to charge it. Another new flag we have for this showcase is the Black Hole. We had replaced Black Hole with Anti-Life, but the community found that Magus having a strong single target nuke was just too much, especially with all the ways to get around it, with characters having life and green dreams. So we've went back to Black Hole, but instead of randomly killing an enemy, it's an area of effect that does 1.5 damage times Dark Bomb. And it's non-elemental damage now instead of. Well, I guess it didn't do any damage before; it just killed. But Tech getting nuked by the stair there, I'm assuming. And on lordbatsy's screen, we see the Black Omen rising from the sea. Ocean? Probably the ocean. They call it the Ocean Palace. Yeah, so with Black Hole and the elevator, you can actually position, if Magus is on left or right, you can hit 4 scouts. But in the middle, he only hits 3. It's actually a incredibly useful tech on a few different bosses as well. One of them is Retinite, which came up earlier. Yeah, exactly. So Magus positioning is going to matter a lot as long as Black Hole stays the way it is. Yeah, it is slightly bigger than Area Bomb in that you can't use it on Zeal 2 without hitting both hands, even if Magus is in the middle. We see Tech's Black Omen rising as well. Batsy is the first to enter Black Omen, but she also doesn't get to enter it with the knowledge of where the other Go mode items are right now. If Tech and Moon do a little duction here, they'll realize they can pick up their Ruby Knife again from Sun Palace and then find the Dreamstone in Genodome. So you can actually hop back to this gate to go back to 1000 so you can gain access to your Melchior shop. I'm guessing Tech is going to pick up some shelters here. So, going through Black Omen with Magus as your main AoE dealer is not ideal. The goons here are healed by Shadow and Light. Ideally, you have Luca when you come into Black Omen, so you can flare, or her Fire 2 does a bit more damage. So we shall see how... Yeah, I expect her to run from as many fights as she can here. Luminaire is definitely not the fight you want to be doing this with. It doesn't even actually okay, it does one-shot them. That's good. Yeah, it's definitely nice to see the divergence in the team here. When there's only 4 characters, 3 people having 3 different parties is pretty unlikely, so it's nice to see. Having to use Luminaire is going to hurt the ether counts. You can actually skip those second eyes as well. If you just wait for a second, as soon as you get them on your screen, they'll part on their own with their eyes closed. Saves you from having to run from this fight. This is where this is where I say nice things about Cthulhu, since he can't hear me. Cthulhu is one of the biggest advocates for this particular game mode. He's a big fan of Lost Worlds, so he's done a lot of behind the scenes work on the improvements that we're actually showcasing today in this Lost Worlds beta. Yeah, so with this party, they don't have any particularly strong area effect clears that are fast for these panels. Tech electing to Water 2 and default attack. Coming up on the elevators of Black Omen, in previous versions of this randomizer, different runners could have a different amount of elevator encounters. So someone could have all 6, someone could have none. Luckily now that is all seeded into the run, so if someone has 6, everyone is going to have 6. So far we are at 1. Definitely, my personal preference here at this point, once they're close enough, would have been to black hole them, I think. Alright, so Tech killed a boss orb and a sidekick, so let's see what they're dropping. Nothing. That is grossly unfortunate. And that is the skip you can do for those second eyes. These ones are unavoidable. We got 3 of 3 elevators so far. Runners will not be happy to see that. So while we're running through Omen here, nothing particularly exciting is happening. I will recommend everyone take a moment to go follow our runners today. They are all really good players of this game. Batsy and Moon have done a lot of races with us. This is actually Tech's first race, and I think like second or third ever stream. Wondershot without Luca is sad. Yeah, thanks, Mian. Everyone go follow those people. Another Mega Elixir. And we get to see our first new shop here from lordbatsy. That is a very disappointing new shop. That is arguably one of the worst new shops I have seen in a very long time. That is true, Mian. You will often see my cats on my stream. If there's anybody here or watching a VOD that is interested in playing this game, there are several versions of this now. There are several race modes. We have standard and lost worlds that have been around for a little while. We have a couple new modes around. Legacy of Cyrus is basically playing the stories of Magus and Frog, going through those dungeons. It finishes by defeating Ozzy and Ozzy's fort, which is always fun. Another one we have kicking around is Ice Age. But we're always adding new flags. It's a lot of fun. It's a very, very open community. So definitely join our Discord if you haven't already. Apparently our bot is uncooperative. Or I don't know the short keys for it. All right, I'm just going to get the link for it. It's going to be easier. Yeah, the wiki works. Lordbatsy getting double closed eyes on her first screen transition there is very rare. And Moon has caught up to Tech. Just goes to show, knowing all of the skips in here and all the tiny little fights you can miss out on are very important. Moon has a really good guide in the Discord, in the guides channel, about all the skips that we have in this game, just the enemy encounters. Yeah, so Lost Worlds Plus is a not really a flag set. It's a self-imposed flag set where you finish the game once, and then using the knowledge from finishing the game the first time, you go find the other key items for the Go mode in New Game Plus. So once the runners finish Black Omen, Tech and moonblizzard have the knowledge that they need to complete Sun Palace and Genodome for the Lavos Go mode, and they can just quickly run through those. Batsy might have to get lucky or do an extra check or two. Another Mega Elixir, so that puts us at 3, I think. Yeah, it definitely looks like she's using that swallow. I don't know if the other runners are going to. I never actually saw what Moon and Tech found for Chrono that they've been using this whole time. But the speed is definitely great. That's why our speed tabs don't have a randomized number. They're always 1. Speed is king in this game. A few extra speed tabs makes all the world of difference, especially when we play at such a high ATB speed. So, I was mentioning earlier that the bosses have been improved, at least the scaling wise for boss randomizer. In the past, Yakro was just a giant sack of hit points without much of a threat. But with the recent changes, he actually does pack quite a punch. So you have to be careful about his counters if you're a little or lower level or just not quite ready for it. Yeah, Magus going down here to Yakra. So Tech actually got ahead of Moon again here. Just slightly, but breaking out the Aura Whirl. It's a really fast, strong AoE heal. Definitely not something you often consider using when you have these two, especially when you have Ice 2 available. But with the new scaling of these bosses, you can't just power your way through. Which is actually nice, not to just laugh when you see an early game boss here. You actually have to consider it. Tech is just on Batsy's heels here now, entering the Yakra fight. We're actually going to see 3 Yakras. And we still have 3 different teams, which is still very cool. Alloy Blade and Slasher, those are pretty good items. Magus had 11 HP. Magus going down again on Batsy's screen. Yeah, we definitely are not able to take for granted these fights anymore, which is really nice. Batsy is through Yakra. Oh, another Slasher. Yeah, Moon is a very big part of why a lot of us know how to route through these dungeons, so it's definitely expected that he knows his routing. We get to see the second elevator. So far, we're at 3 of 3 encounters. 4 of 6. And Magus is down on text screen. And Yakra is down on text screen. And Yakra's down on Moon screen. Alright, only 4 elevator encounters. Yeah, there's the few power tabs they found is also contributing. The power tabs this seed were +4. And I'm gonna guess factory. Batsy gets the goon skip. That skip is not as easy as she made it look. And I was genuinely guessing, man. I have not opened the spoiler lock. Honestly, there's 0 point to go into factory. The treasure tier chest in there is fairly low. So there's not worth checking and it's kind of not quick to check the chest either, like it is for the sewer check and the ruins checks. Which, good thing Tech and Moon both did those sewer and ruins checks, because sewer is where they found the Grand Leon. Black hole only hitting one of those goons, unfortunately. But the X-Strike, X-Strike will take care of the other one. Yeah, no Grand Hero Frog in this Lost Worlds anyway. It can happen, but with so many chests being available in Factory, I expect a lot of the times Factory holds one of Grand Leon, Hero Metal, or the Robo Ribbon, just by odds. We get a Lavos. We'll see here if it's going to be an Elder Lavos or just the regular Lavos spawn. Using Ice Sword 1, just to avoid the area of effect damage. Thank you, Angrel, for pointing that out. Locked character flag is an option with Lost Worlds, which would lock the Protodome character behind doing Factory, but it would also lock your Dactylness character behind having Dreamstone, so you would be stuck with 2 characters until you could either finish Factory or find Dreamstone, which I think would be an interesting challenge seed one day. All 3 racers are fighting their own Lavos here. Batsy taking the reset. Moon and Tech running Chrono and Frog with the X-Strike is giving them the leg up on this Elder Lavos spawn. Again, the boss scaling seems to have affected even Lavos spawns. They're definitely struggling against this Elder Lavos. Health getting lower than you normally would see it at this point. Moon is our first through Lavos spawn. Tech is just on his heels. Another Haste Helm. We'll see if he slaps that on somebody. Moon's volume feels very loud, thank you. We're gonna see our last boss here. The last randomized boss. And we get a Nizbel 1. So, Nizbel 1 will be seeing getting shocked, followed by pummeled. I expect we'll be seeing a lot of X strikes in our near future versus Zeal. I did not check because Moon's menuing is so fast, it's hard to see sometimes. Throwing out an Aura World to counter the electric release. Saving MP by using Slash. That's actually a pretty good idea that I'd never considered before. 3600 Arc Impulse. And we are through Nizbel. Tech is also through. It's one thing Moon's good at, it's putting on a show, you're right. Yeah, with the 1500 damage Luminaire, I would definitely say that Chrono has his Prism specs on. Last Shelter. Yeah, Prism Specs, Haste Helm, White Mail. Did a little bit of elemental gear equipment there, just to prepare himself in case Seal gets into her later into her AI or her rotation. It is worth noting that Tech is winning because at least he will have Tech and Batsy. They'll both have the Magus theme for the Zeal 2 fight. So I will say, while Moon is probably going to be in the Zeal 2 fight first, I would like somebody else's audio because that Magus theme is too good. There we go. Got some text Tech's audio now. Almost 1,500 damage on Black Hole on Zeal. It is. Black Hole is definitely a very fun tech. I definitely expect its damage to be nerfed a little bit. Seeing Arc Impulse come out versus Mammoth Machine. Now, if I were Tech, at this point, I would actually wait for Mammoth Machine to release its energy. Since before, if you attack with physical before Mammoth releases its energy, it increases its physical defense. But if you wait until after the energy release, it will not increase its physical defense versus your physical attacks. And a lot of his damage is going to be coming from that X-Strike. Ooh, Moon almost taking a party wipe there. So other thing you have to be careful with is not damaging it too much that its energy release doesn't kill you. Looks like Tech is going all in, hoping they can kill Mammoth Machine before the release. Moon recovering with Life 2 and Life's cast here, and Batsy is entering Zeal 1. I expect a full wipe from Tech here. Oh, not quite. I thought he did a lot more damage than he did, I guess. Moon is stuck in a revive loop here. Definitely use one year. Might be worth using, yeah. It was worth using your Mega Elixir there. And we're going into Zeal 2. I actually didn't notice if either of our Moon or Tech got the menu glitch. I see Batsy did. I didn't realize that energy release was blocked by barriers. Man, that Magus music is too good. They are on their first set of final bosses. After this, all three runners actually got Black Omen go mode first, so they'll have to go back and to find the Lavos pieces. Just to put it back out there, Tech and Moon have all the information they need. Neither of them completed Genodome, but they did find the Ruby Knife and went to the other dungeons. So they will have to go find Son of Sun Palace once more, and then go into Genodome to get the Lavos Go mode. Batsy, on the other hand, did not do as many checks, and therefore is not armed with as much knowledge going into the New Game Plus, other than which two dungeons not to do. Which is still a lot of information. Batsy is now entering Lavos 2, Zeal 2. All right. So oh no, that's unfortunate. the Mega Elixir was queued up just a little too late. So let's spend another turn getting Chrono back up. Power Tech, I just used my other Mega Elixir right now. You're gonna have it in your inventory still when you do your New Game Plus, because your last save was before this fight. So there's no reason not to go all in on your Mega Elixirs here. Definitely gonna get hit by the Shadow Gear and Hexagon Mist. Almost assuredly at this point. And Moon is our first through endgame dungeon. It's definitely a very close fight here. So we're just waiting for that screen to fade, then he will reset, start a New Game Plus with that file. This is where the tracking gets weird, because we basically get rid of everything that Moon has. Oh, I was trying to help, and I got in the way. We don't know the boss that was in Genodome, and Tech is now through his Zeal fight. We'll put 1 G in chat for both Moon and Tech. They'll earn their second G when they defeat Lavos. Moon is remembered that Grand Leon was in sewer, but didn't remember which chest to go to in sewer. There's Grand Leon for Moon again. He is returning here, as this is the character he wants to keep. It was Chrono at the top of Dactyl Nest, with Magus in Protodome. Tech is also picking up his Grand Leon again. Yeah, exactly, Akuhesh. Taking notes is super important in a Lost Worlds Plus go mode. Lordbatsy is through her first go mode. I believe Cthulhu is working on, or has worked on, a tracker on his website to help you with Lost World Plus tracking. I don't know. I'm guessing his audio is still not on, so he can't confirm for me. We see everybody going back to find the characters they liked. Moon getting both the skips there. Good job. It's definitely important to write down specific pieces of gear, such as the specific key item gears that we have for specific characters, as well as certain other pieces that are important. Tech is climbing again because his team had both Magus and Chrono in it. So slightly unfortunate for him that he has to complete all three or pick up both characters, but yeah, New is our stand-in for Guardian. The New who guards all things, or in this case, New guards a Ruby Knife. Moon has an advantage here over Tech. While they both know which dungeons they need to do, Tech had to go and collect both of the characters in order to get the team he had for his part. Yeah, and a lot of that Moon's self-imposed challenge right now is a reset. Apparently, has been trying to get an hour and 20 seeds. He didn't do his menu adjusting, so he's been challenging himself basically to use the party he gets instead of hunting for all these characters. So he's gotten a lot more used to a bunch of random different teams. On one hand, that's great, but on the other, it doesn't really leave him much for AoE clearing this particular conveyor belt. But it does look like Ice Water is clearing the screen for him. We'll probably need we'll need something harder hitting for the fights that are inside Genodome. And lordbatsy looks like she's gonna go check Airstone, and that will give her all the information she needs to know where the key items for the Go mode are. Still anyone's game. The double golem location in Ocean Palace could really make the difference here. We'll get to, hopefully we'll get to see some conveyor belt skips. It is, if the runners both get it on their first try, I promise you it's not as easy as it looked. Moon's gonna check these chests. So this fight you don't have to take, but it does make you, sometimes makes it a lot more comfortable taking it. You can squeeze by it, trying to get conveyor belt skip, but it can definitely get in the way. Batsy finding her pendant is probably going to be pretty disappointed. Moon gets the conveyor belt skip, and like I said earlier, I promise you it's not as easy as it looked. This robot is definitely getting stuck on every corner like it loves to do. I know PseudoArk had talked a couple of times about making this robot just go to where it needs to go after it gets stuck for so long, but I'm not sure if he ever actually got around to figuring that out. Now, the game wants you to lead that robot all the way around that whole hallway, but you can get it stuck on the corner and then just go pick up that speed tab and it just kind of walks through the wall. The one wall it can walk through. Tech is going for it here as well. It's going to be real close. No. A few frames off, and it's a very small frame window for that trick. He's only going to give it the one shot, so he's going to just go about it the vanilla way. Every tab is especially valuable with Lost Worlds. There's far less tabs than we're used to seeing in the standard race mode. So picking up that power tab in this hallway, Moon also goes out of his way to pick it up. And Batsy is also heading into her last go mode dungeon. I haven't seen Moon save in a while, so hopefully whatever boss is in here doesn't give him any trouble. It shouldn't given their levels, but you never know. Oh, it's it's a one boss fight later, apparently. French vanilla Atropos, I like it. I don't expect her to give any problems at all. She's supposed to be fought 1v1 and also not at this high a level. There's our Dreamstone. Go mode achieved for Moonblizzard again. So after you get out past these first few required encounters in Tyranno Lair, you get to see a lot of skippings. It'll be very nice to see how many of those skips Moon pulls off. Tech is about to find out that he gets to fight Atropos one room later. Moon is very okay with the gear they have and is just skipping all the rooms, all the chests in there. I think there's about 3 fights just skipped right there. Coming up on one of the harder ones to get is that one, Vanilla Nisbel 2. We got Cthulhu Crisis, Lost Worlds aficionado joining me on commentary.
How's it going, guys? I am available now, and I thought I'd hop on and help out with them.
Appreciate it. I can only talk to
pretty
myself.
good.
I can only talk to myself for so long, so I appreciate it.
I can understand that. So, Lost Worlds plus Boss Rando, which has never been ran before. Or is this... Yeah, this is Boss Rando, right?
Yeah, it's boss randomized. It's Lost World plus beta, so the Go modes, the new game plus on Lavos Go mode is there. The Grand Leon, the Hero Medal, and the Robo's Ribbon are all out there. It's a nice little showcase of a bunch of different things.
Yeah, and new wish to Lost Worlds, the early pendant charge as well.
I think it's also our first broadcast with the new black hole.
Yes, it is. We
So
had a pretty good tournament in what I think it was like October. We did a tournament of I think we did some Lost Worlds in that too, and that was super fun.
Bats forgets to open the door before she runs up with the charge.
Nothing feels worse. That Genodome skip is tough, but if you practice it, you can get pretty consistent at it. But it's one of the trickier things in the run.
I'd say it's definitely one of the highest execution plays in Lost Worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting parties.
Yeah, it's definitely funny to have only 4 characters available, but 3 different party combinations.
Yeah, that's really interesting. The only downside is for anybody that needed both of the extra characters. Like moonblizzard is running with a team where he only had to go get 1 character, so he probably saved a little bit of time there.
Definitely did, yeah.
Speeding through Tyranno Lair with those skips, so consistent at that dungeon.
Tech is also joining him in Tyranno Lair, so we'll get to see our Black Tyranno, and then we'll be off to Ocean Palace after that.
Black Tyranno is one of the bosses in this game, or in this category, that can make or break the most time. Like, it's just a huge HP boss where one character having a strategy, like, let's say somebody has a dual tech that gets them 500 extra damage per round. Like, that adds up in this boss when you're talking about, what, between 6 and 12k, roughly, for the health on him.
Yeah, Moon was doing 4k with Isword 2 on Atropos, so I don't think Tyranno stands much of a chance once the Zal is down. Tech with some impressive fight skips there as well.
Lordbatsy taking out those turrets right outside of the Mother Brain fight that we know is Atropos. Probably not going to be a problem this high a level.
No, not at all. And Tech hitting the last difficult skip in Tyranno Lair.
Moonblizzard should be wrapping up his Black Tyranno here. Can't have much more health. There it is. So that's going to put him past Black Tyranno at 141.30 or so. Nisbel 2 dropping for Tech.
At the same time, Atropos dropping for Batsy. So she's also has her go mode now.
Where was the other piece of the second go mode?
Sun Palace.
Okay.
Batsy was the only one going into New Game Plus that had 3 dungeons left to check. So, unfortunately, she checked the pendant dungeon first, but
Yeah, that can be tricky. Sometimes that can help, sometimes it can hurt. Early pendant can make up, like if you get pendant as your first check, it can make up the time for certain dungeons. Just depends how everything goes and how everyone makes their decisions. But you get the right piece of gear, and you can save a dungeon's worth of time with how many bosses you fight in this run.
moonblizzard cursing us by getting the music glitch before doing his shopping. This is a much better new shop, simply because it has Mega Elixir. The last one had absolutely nothing. Just picked up a couple of megas and is on his way.
As Tekenu starts the Black Tyranno. This overall, for how this race category tends to go, this is overall a pretty close race. Like, everybody's within the last couple steps of each other. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Lordbatsy nailing the Tyranno skips as well. That's really one of those dungeons, I gotta say, from when I joined till now, that is one of those dungeons. People have gotten so much more consistent at that dungeon than they were, at a year and a half ago.
Commentator's curse.
It's okay to have a mistake or two.
Alright, we finally see our first mutant. I think the mutant is really going to put these runners to their test. They don't really have a whole lot in the way of magic damage. Moon has Glacier and Luminaire that he's going to have to spam.
Glacier is very strong. I'm a huge fan of Glacier, and depending what weapons were found, Chrono is an excellent third-party member. Now, is everybody going with the same party they went for in Run 1?
Yeah, everyone has the same party they did at the end of Zeal 2.
And there's Tekenu's at 146.
It's definitely still anyone's race, because Lavos can still do Lavos things.
And Lavos can cost you a lot of time.
A few poorly aimed boomerangs, a couple of slaps, and you're resetting.
Moon sprinting through Ocean Palace, hitting these switches, still grabbing the chest just in case there's something worthwhile there. And Lordbatsy is about to start her Black Tyranno fight. As Moon hits the grind spot, I don't suspect we're gonna see any
running away
grinding.
from it. He's probably gonna try to get the Cthulhu skill. Aw, so close.
He called out for me to teach him that earlier in his stream. I still think it's funny that it's called Cthulhu Skip because I did not create that.
Yeah, sometimes things get called.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like he's gonna go for frog squash strats. That's the other thing that the other party doesn't really have a whole lot of.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was probably a decision made, knowing that you're gonna come through this area at some time in the run.
Luckily, Batsy and Tech both have Magus. Magus on left or right is able to take out 4 of the scouts.
Batsy should be on the back half of this Tyranno fight as Tekenu finishes his shopping, grabs that free heal, and heads up to the palace. These are going to be pretty solid runs.
Moon gets the fear soft lock. It's not actually a soft lock. It just freezes for a while.
Oh, it's the worst, though, when you don't know about it.
Yeah. It's kind of like the first time you get the Hecarim's Cave whirlpool glitch.
Yes. Monstrecking is pointed out earlier that we're not sure how Moon's going to handle the obstacles yet. So we shall see what Lavos obstacle does. Check. I've got a list of items here somewhere of everything that that does not carry over into Lost Worlds Plus. Because I don't know if that's part of it or not.
I don't imagine it would be.
Yeah, I'll have to find the list and post it somewhere easier to find, because I did not post it. I can't find it right now, but I have a list somewhere. Because it's less items than you would think. It's only like 8 items, something like that. And there's quite a few that people think are blocked, but they're not.
Moon making short work with frog squash at that elevator. I would expect tech strategy would be hopefully placing Magus in the right spot for Black Hole, and then just attacking with Chrono and Frog, the other 2 that remain. And also nailing both of the scout skips. We're going to get to see our double golem location boss. Moon is out of shelters and is using a Mega Elixir instead.
Well, sometimes you do what you gotta do.
Oh, double boss golem. That is Not what Tech was hoping for. Doesn't give him any room to catch up now. Well, on this fight. Lavos can still be Lavos, but this will be a good way to...
There were definitely a few skips that would have made some big difference there.
$4,000 Ice Sword 2s is a really good thing. Batsy facing off against her mutant. Moon has one of the boss golems down, working on the second one.
Alright, I have found the list. It was Slasher, Slasher 2, Tabin Vest, Tabin Suit, Tabin Helm, Aussie Pants, Green Dream, Flea Vest, Seed, Bike Key, Yakra Key. So it's really not a whole lot. Like, it mainly hits Luca with all the Tabin gear, and Krana with the Slasher, Slasher 2, but... and Magus with the Green Dream, but otherwise it's really not going to affect you.
Well, the Green Dream isn't as key for Magus with the new black hole.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
But Slasher definitely could in a Lost World Seed if you haven't found anything better for swords. Get stuck with Wood Sword again for a long time, which is what happened to Batsy, honestly. I think it was until Mount Woe before she found a better weapon for Chrono. So one of the beta flags is anti-life has been replaced with black hole again. Well, back to regular thing. Back to black hole. Instead of it randomly killing enemies, it is a 1.5 times damage equal to Dark Bomb and an area of effect that's non-elemental damage. I would expect it to be nerfed down a little bit at some point, because right now it is very strong, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and it's a larger area or AoE than Robo's location-based AoE, so it's got a little bit better range than that. But you've actually played with it more than I have, I think.
I've run a few seeds. The MP cost, I think, is the same as Black Hole by default. But I don't know off the top of my head.
Location is based off Self. But I know it's big enough to hit Zeal hands, no matter where you put Magus, if I remember right.
Yep. And where Magus is right now, he can actually hit 4 scouts. So it's kind of useful if you don't have like a frog squash strategy.
Yeah. And it can be used on one of the Lavos bits, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I think we're about to see Black Hole hit 4 here. We are, yeah, because he can't keep Frog alive.
Well, it's a struggle sometimes.
Oh, it hit 5 because they shifted a little bit. So if they move, you can actually... Oh, if you would have waited a little bit longer, you could have gotten all 6. That's good to know. And if you have the patience, you can get more than 4 of them. Moonblizzard is through Lavos 1 without me even noticing he was doing Lavos 1.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Really hurting on his ether supply, though.
That has been somewhat of a struggle lately, with Moon doing all these challenge runs here lately and just going through so many seeds. Ethers can make or break this end game area. I don't know about you. I would rather be left with a pocket full of extra ethers and revives than not have enough when I need them.
Yeah. One thing I didn't note at all is none of the runners went around to the shops to even look for ethers during this seed.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't notice until now. That's why I expect a lot of them are just running with full tonics and ethers and stuff that they found along their way.
Yeah, that's like my number one thing is going on that ether hunt. But you can't really argue with these results. I mean, Moon's looking to get probably a 210 if he doesn't wipe, under a 210 if he doesn't wipe. And Tekenu and lordbatsy are not that far behind. Tekenu's just a couple boss fights behind.
Yeah, it would just take a Lavos 3 wipe for Moon, and Tech would be back in the race again. It'll definitely be interesting to see how Lavos 3 goes with so few ethers floating around.
But every bit of MP he does spend is going to be more efficient than normal because how high a level they are, and their gear. So there's a good chance. Like we're gonna have to see what kind of damage they're doing to center bit. But they may not need a lot of ethers. It could really go either way right now. I like that we have two different teams though in use.
I think it'll Batsy just switched for Frog Squash here, but I could be wrong.
Ooh, speed tab drops on the elevator too.
It was 3 different teams until just now. So I'm not sure what made Batsy change. Moon going into Lavos 3. Yeah, it was for the Frog Squash. I think there was a gold earring at some point that people found, so didn't have to get Frog super low. We got the menu glitch from Moon. Using a Mega here. There's a rainbow dropped.
That's a nice find right before the menu glitch, I would say.
Yeah.
lordbatsy, unfortunately, missing that scouter skip can be very tricky. Even when you know exactly what you're doing, sometimes it just decides it doesn't want to work. On the second one, not wanting to work either, as Moon starts his Lavos 3 and Tekenu starts the Lavos shell fight.
Alright, let's see this Rainbow Ice Sword 2. 5k. So 4 Ice Sword 2s to right bit and we're out of here.
Good thing there's no Ayla or Luca in this scene, because otherwise Fire Whirl becomes very nice for this second run.
I expect Moon will finish with the Arc Impulse. I don't think there's anything to worry about that.
He's also got X Strike available. Which is nice to be able to fall back on. And Moon, pretty new to Lost Worlds in general. I mean, until he set his mind to getting that sub 1 hour Lost Worlds he achieved recently, he really hadn't touched the category until that point.
So that's 3 Ice Sword 2s. I'm hoping he does the Arc Impulse to finish it off. Give the fans what they want. Aww.
Tekenu finishing that shell fight and heading in to get his save point.
It's finishing with a water too.
A strong finish with a 204, probably like a 204.18, somewhere in that ballpark.
There's the second G for Moon. I'm sure he'll join us here for an interview shortly.
418, somewhere in that ballpark.
There's the second G for Moon. All right, so let's get an audio switch to Tech. Can you get a second?
And Tech starting Lavos 2, Batsy starting Lavos 1. And if we don't have any wipes, this will be 3 racers all under a 215.
Congratulations, Moon.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Moon.
Hello. Can you hear me well? Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Wow. Oof.
How do you feel?
Well, well, that's a really long. Oh wow, Lost Worlds Plus, and when I first won against Zio, and I'm like, wow, I have to do this all over again. Let's go.
You don't have to. You get to.
Wow. Yeah.
Isn't it kind of nice to be able to really hit Lavos where it counts at the end, though?
I wanted the Arc Impulse finish, but the Water 2 swag was also fun.
Yeah, it was fun, right? I mean, it could be like a possibility that he could go up his defense because the core was still alive. But then I thought, well, maybe I could attack. I could do like a normal attack frog, and I mean, maybe he could miss. And I was like, no. Frog loves to miss, and I'm like, no, let's go for what it should. It's safer. It was a really fun siege to play for. I really enjoyed it. I kept changing my party like a lot of times because we started with Magus, that was really good, and then we got what was it? Grand Leon. We got the Grand Leon, and then I went like, don't want to go Magus for my end game because it doesn't allow like 3-4k damage dual attacks, you know. And I was like, well, let's search for another character. And then we found Chrono, and we went with Chrono, and I'm very happy.
What about that rainbow that Lavos gave you right before the final fight?
I screamed out loud. Rainbow! I am very curious to see what the other, what lordbatsy and Tekenu decided to go for in terms of team.
So there was actually 3 different teams, despite there only being 4 characters.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Tech went Chrono Frog Megas, with Batsy having Megas Chrono Marl.
I was the only.
That-
Wow.
One thing that's really important in Lost Worlds is you do not get very many speed tabs. So, like those slow characters like Robo, Luca, Marl, they really have to bring a lot to your team to be worth putting in. But it seemed like you were getting some good speed tab drops too.
Yeah, I think I was really lucky. It was like 3 or 4, wasn't it? And I really like to go Marley, even though she like starts kind of slowish. But I mean, she has haste, and then wow, haste makes everything so much easier. I think in the end game, and I was like, I really want Marley in my party for this because I was trying to think ahead, like for the Lavos fight. I thought, well, I don't think Mega is going to bring a lot, so I will keep Frog for the heals and Arcane Pulse and all. And Glacier, I think, as well.
Tech's on in Lavos 3, doing some left bit strats. Lord Batsy is just almost done Lavos 1.
Did Tech get his rainbow equipped?
He did.
Perfect.
Wow, they are so close.
Yeah, it was a pretty close race the whole time there. All 3 of you were fighting Zeal 2 at the same time.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
And when I was watching earlier, when I was spectating, I think you got to Black Omen last.
Really?
Yeah, you started
Ouch.
Black Omen, and everyone else was already inside.
Wow. Oh, what was the difference that I
So Lord Batsy first checked Trigger and Clone, and didn't get the other 2 checks that you had before you went.
Oh, I see.
And then Tech was ahead of you by a little bit, but has a little bit to learn with the Black Omen skips, I think. But beyond that,
Lord Batsy also, as a symptom of that, had to do 3 dungeons on the second run because she got dependent.
she was also slightly lower level going into Black Omen as a result of the less dungeons done.
I see.
But really, this has been a really great showing for Tech's first restream.
For sure. When I entered Black Omen, I was like, I did 2 extra checks, and I think I manued like a lot. I was trying to get haste really fast, but that took a while. And I was like, oh well, I'll try to skip and run away from other fights and see how it goes.
See, I always say in a race with Lost Worlds Plus, like there's so much boss time in the go mode from the first run and the entire second run that it really isn't that bad to do an extra dungeon or 2 in the first run, because it'll get you through go mode safer, it'll get you through the final boss safer, and then you still get through Black Tyranno faster, you get through all those bosses faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have time to make up.
Yeah. One thing I noticed, did my Ice Sword 2 or Arcane Pulse helped in anything? What happened to Batsy?
Batsy is having a tech issue.
Oh.
Her controller stopped responding.
Wow. Oh, that's
So.
unfortunate.
Since it's a casual race, we'll get her back going. And then Tekenu finishing off Lavos 3 right there.
Second G for Tech.
GG. So the other runners also went with Frog and Chrono X Strike from the very beginning?
Batsy never had Frog Chrono, but she never went into the sewer to find Grand Leon.
I also forgot to buy Shelters, the second new game, the new game plus, and I forgot to buy.
Yeah, I heard there was nobody went ether shopping. Is this true? After all I've taught you,
Yes.
Moon.
Yeah. I was really worried all the time during the seed. I don't know where I can buy eaters. Where were eaters?
We
Were
don't
there
know.
any
Nobody,
eaters for
Nobody
sale?
went looking for them.
nobody went shopping.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody did Cthulhu straps and went looking to buy them.
Wow. Hopefully we can get Tekenu as well.
I just sent him a message, so I'm hoping.
Nice. Oh, indeed, very close race review.
Yeah, we've had a very kind Lavos on the two finishes so far. He hasn't done anything too out of the ordinary. All right, we're joined by Tekenu. Congratulations on your first restream. You did amazing.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to race Tekenu.
Yeah.
me too.
And Batsy's done. That was
GG.
super close.
GG, good job, everyone.
Now, Tekenu, you have been an avid Lost Worlds Plus player for a while. Is that right?
Yeah, I like Lost Worlds. Not so much Lost Worlds Plus, but just Lost Worlds in general, I think.
Sure. Yeah, no, I thought this was a really fun race, and everybody got a sub 2:15, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
10 minutes roughly between first and third. That's a good race.
Yeah, I personally did much better than I thought I was going to do, so I'm really happy with how it went.
Good.
Yeah, congratulations. You were really
What did
excited
you-
for the race.
Did Lavos 2 give you anything interesting?
As soon as he dropped that, I was like, please get this menu glitch, please.
Yeah, I mean, getting a rainbow right before the final boss, I don't know that there's much better than that.
I mean, getting it early would have been nice, but...
Well, that's true. Getting it in the first go mode.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Really
can you
enjoyed the
imagine?
swallow. The swallow was really good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that swallow has that added speed, and that is a huge difference maker.
Yeah, I put a haste helm on my chrono, so plus the swallow, he was just confused, like double confused before anyone else got a turn.
But yeah, great performance. Definitely glad we were able to have you restream, have you race. Glad you were able to get your laptop up and running.
Yeah, she's a bit old. She's 10 years old, so old and strong.
Still
Glad it's
getting
working.
the job done. I'm gonna bring lordbatsy down so we can talk to her for a moment, and we'll finish things up. But that was a really fun race. Really close too. So, how are you feeling, lordbatsy?
So my controller came unplugged during Lavos 3, so
Wow.
my heart rate is turning to normal currently.
It's just Lavos doing Lavos things.
Yeah, so I hope it was allowed that I saved my
Oh,
save
yeah,
and
of course.
restarted
sure.
my emulator
No, you're
during
fine.
the race.
For sure.
You are absolutely fine. You had played Lost Worlds Plus before?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
Okay. That was close. I mean, between you and Moon's time was only like right at about 10 minutes, which is pretty astounding. Everyone finished under 2:15.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And your run in particular was really interesting because it showed how the different decisions can change. Like you got go mode really quick, but then that made the second run a little bit more of a gamble for you.
Yeah, that is true. I was hoping that would work out a little better, but when I found the pendant in the future, I was like, oh boy, there it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
could
I
understand
did
that.
two extra checks before when I started New Game Plus. At least I knew which couple of dungeons I should go for. That
Mm,
helped.
Yeah, Moon and Tech knew going into New Game Plus what they had to do. Batsy had a 3 dungeons left to check and just unfortunately got the wrong gamble. Batsy, you did get go mode first, like we said, but it just kind of being behind those couple of dungeons just that made you not have the experience to power through the Omen, I think.
yeah. Well, I got a little bit punked by that Lavos spawn too, that Elder Lavos spawn
Yeah,
that was just like
Oh,
spamming Destruction Zone over and over.
oh,
and I
Oh my
did
gosh.
enjoy watching everyone struggle with Yakra a little bit. It made me feel better about
Oh yeah.
struggling during the marathon.
I was like,
Yakra? Go ahead,
he has
sorry.
a lot of HP, a lot of HP.
And he does a lot of
Yeah.
damage.
No,
Yeah.
late game Yakra is really, I mean, as an early game boss, he just sort of, he does these 3 things. He hits you. He's not particularly strategic. And then at the end of the game, it's like, oh, he hits hard. It's
And he
it's
counters
very,
like all the
yeah.
time. He counters all the
Um,
attacks, and it's like he queues up a lot of attacks in that small little.
yeah, and those counterattacks. I actually got really lucky with my Yakra fight. Because he decided to park himself right next to Chrono for quite a while, so I could just I sword 2, I sword 2, I sword 2 without getting countered, so that helped at least.
Yeah, a similar thing happened to me where he just got right down next to Frog, and I just kept using X Strike.
Mhm.
But yeah, do any of our runners have any closing remarks they'd like to make? I'll start with our first place finisher of Moon.
Well, I think the new boss randomizer we are playing beta today, and the experimental flags they are amazing. Congrats to Pseudoark for doing such an amazing work. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And GG for both Tekenu, lordbatsy, and thank you all the staff for putting this up.
Tech.
Yeah, I just echo what Moon said. That I'm really, really liking the new boss randomizer. Pseudo has put a lot of work into it, so I want to give them props and GGs to my fellow runners. I'm glad I could join in. This being my first ever actual live race, so thanks for putting up with me.
And Batsy.
Well, GG everyone, and I agree, I really like new boss rando. It's a lot more dynamic than old boss rando. And everyone make sure your controller is plugged in solidly, I guess. No, I got caught on my chair and I think it got tugged, but
Yeah, I had that in a race one time. We had a similar thing
ugh,
where my
I do
controller just
remember.
died during Scouter fight, and I
oh
wiped.
no. Oh,
I do remember. It was we were playing
It was our
together.
relay, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
remember
was
that.
bad. It was really bad. But thank you guys so much for joining us and for the race. And we will definitely have more of these coming. So
For
sounds
sure.
good.
So everybody make sure you go follow our runners at twitch.tv/moonblizzard, Tekenu, and Lord Batsy. They're all great people, great to talk to, great to watch. And I've been AzureCale. I also stream on Twitch with this game. And my co-commentator has been Cthulhu Crisis. He also streams on Twitch, not only this game, but definitely this game as well.
yeah, mostly this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But we will catch you guys next time.